Somebody pray for me. It been a day for me. Yeah, yeah.
Alright, so I figured I need to do a huge update on the E36 since I picked it up yesterday and it's been gone for about 3 weeks now, maybe a little bit over a month, at my buddy Jeff's house getting fabrication done because I needed to notch my frame rails to fit the wider radiator. I wanted to tube a little bit of the front, like support wise, bash bar. I'm just looking at this thing right now, I'm ready to show you guys. But a lot of things, and I'm going to show each and every part right now before I paint it and before I start assembling more, so you can really see it because it looks so good. I'm blown away. Jeff killed it and everything came out perfect. A lot of like custom things that we didn't really have anything to go off of, so we had to figure it out a lot, and he just killed it. So alright, I'm gonna show you guys now. Going crazy. I feel it. Look at, dude, it looks so mean. I really was hesitant on doing the bottom bash bar. I always like just a single bar look, but once we put the intercooler down, last thing we wanted was to run into a tire on the track, and like it just ruined the day because it's gonna smash into my intercooler and my radiator behind it. So I figured get the lower bar just to save me from frustration in the future possibly. So went with the double bash bar, and it looks super good. I guess I'm gonna start straight from the front then, and I'll show you guys literally every piece because this deserves some credit. I'll give you guys a good look at the bash bar right now. Nice little Wells pieces, and it's straight to the stock bumper mounts there on the E36. She's clean, boys, and it fits perfect inside of the M3 bumper. Like, it's like so flush. It's so flush that there's literally riv nuts on the bash bar, and I literally can just bolt my bumper from the front, so I have no bumper sag straight into my bash bar. It's perfect. So we decided to put the intercooler right here. We thought this was a perfect spot, and it fits right between the two bash bars. Also, it gets like the most direct air because when it's in there, the bash bar is right here, and this like arrow piece on this bottom lip just shoots the air directly into that intercooler, and then kind of upwards too. And right behind that is the big old Mishimoto radiator. Looking at the intercooler, we had to hang it, and we hung it from the front like clip of this car up here, and then put some nice tabs on the intercooler. Got a big old X just cross membered. It looks cool, and it's just way stronger. There's no sway or back and forth. That thing's solid in there. You can see down there what we're really working with. You see the action down there. I'll get you a better look on that, but that's the bottom intercooler support and radiator support down there, and man, is that thing pretty. Moving back to the radiator, we had to completely notch my frame, and we were gonna completely chop it and just do a whole tube front, but we didn't want to have to worry about making a whole new front apron right now and doing all that when eventually I'm gonna have to pull the motor and stitch weld everything and do a bunch of stuff later on. So we decided just to do this for now, which actually kind of turned out harder than just doing the whole tube front in a way, because it took so much more math and trying to figure out how everything to fit on this front piece like how it is right now. So anyways, we notched that, plated it, we notched it, plated it, and we got gussets down here for the radiator support, which look absolutely killer. Take a good old look at that, man. And then the radiator supported down there, stock mounts, and then in here we got some real pretty stuff. You see that down there, the whole radiator and intercooler support right there, and that thing is pretty, man. I did 2.75 intercooler piping. I think that like 2.5 was a little small, and like 3 inches just looked aggressive as hell, so I didn't want to run 3 inches on like the stock motor look. That's if I wanted to like top mount turbo or something like crazy looking, I'd probably do 3 inch, but went 2.75, got the tile 50 mil blow off valve in purple. So we got the intercooler piping coming back. Like I said, we got a kit with some bends and straights and curves, so he kind of was able to use those pieces and not have to do too many pie cuts or anything like that. And we were able to only use pretty much 2 connectors, that being at, what's up, bros? That being at the intercooler itself down there, and then the coupler up here on the throttle body with the 90 on it. Then we got the wastegate down there with the down pipe, and you can see the V-band, which goes to the exhaust, which is 3 inches all the way back. We tubed the front, just some support here for the shock towers and everything like that. I have a lot more power, a lot more stress on the chassis, so supported that up. It's gonna feel like a total different car now because my car was kind of loose in the front before and I had no power steering, which is like kind of wonky. So now I have power steering and it's stiff as hell up front. But these are like shock tower supports and to the fender side of the engine bay, and this just strengthens the whole shock tower up. And we did stitch welds underneath that, and we're gonna continue that later. Also did the throttle cable holder, 3-inch pipe all the way back for the exhaust. And boy, does she look good. That stainless, that looks good, man. We got, she's purty. She's purty all the way back. I wish I had a car lift so you can get a good look at this, but, and she's all polished at the tip, so she's gonna look purty sticking out. Then I got a Street Faction rear bash bar, single bar. I've had this, just haven't been able to put it on my car because remember when I crashed my car right here? I kind of bent the frame rail and it just doesn't line up, and if I drill a hole through it, it's gonna be in the middle of the frame rail itself, or I can just weld it on or something. But I plan on eventually doing a whole tube rear. I'd probably paint the car then too, so that would have to be another time. But I'm about to throw this rear bumper on and the front bumper and get a good look at her kind of together, because I have not seen this car together in a long time. But man, does it look good right now. I cannot wait to drive this thing, dude. I'm so ready to feel this 1J and finally drive my car again. It's been like 8 months or something in the making of doing this swap. But I got a lot of parts in now. If you watched when we started the car, it was having a problem kind of running in general, starting because the fuel delivery. I have a way bigger fuel pump now because this car originally had the 1.8 liter 4-banger motor in it. And I think the fuel pump was just super tiny, so it just wasn't giving enough fuel. Got a better fuel pump somewhere. I put it somewhere over here, and I'm gonna put that in very soon. I might do that tonight, I'm not sure. Then I can finish wiring the car, put the fans in, because I have a fan shot out there that I haven't shown either, with the dual fans in it. Wire that up. A lot of things to do. We'll go over what I have to do, but I'm gonna mount the bumper right now because I really want to see the bumpers on. Alright boys, that's what she's looking like with the rear bumper on and the exhaust. I think last time I had like a 4-inch tip. This time it's 3-inch straight back. There's a V-band like mid-car, and then there's one on the turbo downpipe, and that's it. I hate how this trunk sits. I gotta figure something out. I might mess with that a little bit tonight too, and try to line that trunk a little bit better, or figure something out like that. I'm actually gonna leave the front bumper off for now, because I just feel like I'm gonna have to take off these intercooler piping soon, and finish some stuff up with some stuff in the front of the motor. So I'm not gonna put that on and just make it more complicated right now. Alright boys, so these are just some cheapy Amazon like rep taillights, but as you can see I broke 2 pairs of them now, so good thing I'm not buying the expensive ones, right? Things do not fit well, bro. Just like that. It didn't come with new bolts, which sucks. I'm gonna have to get those. Just look at the difference though, like that. What is that? This side will probably go in easy. Well, not easy, but it'll probably go in. The other side, I know is gonna be hard because the side I crashed. Because these ones, look at that. They just fit in there. Well, it might be different with these ones I ordered. They are a different brand, but they're still the same exact cheap Taiwan ones. So, oh wow, kind of fit. It's this gasket up here, if you see it. It's so tight. It's like so hard to get back in there. This one too. Probably like a not so sharp screwdriver. Just get that seal in there. She's looking good with the new taillight piece in. I'm gonna have to get more light bulbs and connect them, and I'm like missing some. Mine are like half broken, so I need some of them before I can finish this. Look at the side of this thing, bro. This is why it's so hard to get a taillight in. Oh man, I don't know if these new ones are gonna fit. I might have to bang this out more. Alright boys, that completes the update on the E36. I just put my roof spoiler back on, threw a hollow squad sticker on there, got the taillights on there. I still got this whole list of things to do. This week I'm gonna throw the fuel pump in, hopefully get the car where it starts a little bit better. It was blowing oil out the back of the turbo, so I gotta figure out something about that. But the things I can do right now is finish the wiring, put the fuel pump in, mount up my ECU, finish mounting up the switch panel and stuff like that, the small things. I still have to get a drive shaft made. I still have to get an alignment. I gotta get a selector rod that's a lot shorter, or cut mine and weld it a lot shorter so it can work with the ZF trans, and just a few other things. Huge step in finishing the E36 1JZ swap. It sucks about the turbo issue because that's the second 1J turbo I bought. I might try throwing the other turbo in, or taking the internals out of the other turbo and swapping over, something like that. I hope you guys are as stoked as I am about the E36 and how it looks. It just looks so good. This is probably the prettiest thing I've ever had, so I'm super stoked on that. Make sure to check the description if you want to grab yourself a Mob Boy sticker and support the channel. And that's gonna do it, boys. I'll see you in the next one.